When was the last time you made twice baked potatoes? Never, you say? Well, I've got a recipe. I'm calling it twice baked potatoes au gratin. Let's get cooking with style. I don't want to assume that everyone knows how to make a baked potato, so what I've done is use these smaller ones. You scrub them down really good because we're going to eat the skins. You're going to take a fork and poke holes in them because if you don't, they could pop in the oven. And we're going to toss these with olive oil and salt and pepper. They go in the oven and they come out and they're like this. Now this potato's been in the oven for about an hour and 20 minutes. To stuff them, we're going to cut the top off like so. And I'm going to save this little piece like that. And I've already gone ahead and done most of my potatoes already. And I'm going to take a spoon and being very careful not to break the potato because we're going to rebake these, hence the term twice baked. I'm going to take most of that potato out and then I'm going to lightly mash these potatoes here. And then I'm going to add my ingredients into that. So just a quick little mash, because we want them to kind of be lumpy and crunchy on the inside. And then to that, I'm going to add my ingredients. Now I'm going to make this my way. I'm going to use a little bit of sour cream. You can use whatever you'd like, but since these are au gratin potatoes, of course you need some cheese. We're going to put the cheese in. I'm going to use the white part of a green onion, and then I'm going to use, of course, bacon, because it makes everything better. And we're just going to mix this up to a nice consistency here. And then we're going to restuff our baked potatoes. So give me a moment here to get this all mixed in. Then we'll start the stuffing process. Had to add a little more sour cream. Remember, you can always add more, but you can't take it out. All right, we've got a nice consistency here. Let's get everything in position so we can do this. And again, it's as simple as taking the potatoes out or putting them in. So start by just getting it partially filled because you want to make sure that you have enough potato to fill your empty potatoes. More than likely you'll have some left, and you know what happens with that. The cook gets to eat it. And we'll fill these up. And whatever's left over, you know, maybe serve it on the side or something like that. And we want this to be over the top, okay? So even though this one wasn't full enough, I can come back and add more. And I want the top to be a little coarse like that because that'll create the crustiness that we have that will make the crunchiness really good. So I'm almost there. And sometimes you can just you can get it all back in there. And you can see all the cheese there, like so. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of Parmesan cheese, because this will add a nice little golden brown to it. I'm going to top that like that. And be generous with that Parmesan cheese, because it'll melt over the top. And so this is ready to go in the oven. I've got it preheated from when I was baking these. I'm going to throw these in the oven. I've turned the broiler on to get these golden brown on top, and in just a moment or two they'll be done. All right, these turned out absolutely perfect, nice and golden brown on top. Now to make them ready for presentation on the table. And it's really quite simple. We're just going to use a nice platter here, and I'm going to kind of stagger them back and forth so they look really nice. You know what I always say, it's got to look good to taste good. And then at the very end, I'm going to take some scallions. You could use chives, but I'm using scallions. And I also cut them on an angle so they look really cool. So we'll just put those around. You know, they're not going to stick on top, but it's just part of the presentation and look, and you'll be able to pick them up off the platter whenever you're ready. Okay, here you go. Twice baked potatoes au gratin. I'm telling you, perfect for a steak. Almost by itself could be a whole meal with a salad. That's Casual Elegance here on Cooking with Styles, and the recipe is available at cbs8.com/recipes. Enjoy.